It's time for the Frank Ski Show.
Introducing the Frank Ski Show.
I couldn't ask for a better co-host today, and you all know my story. So to have this special man here with me today is so personal and so special to me. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Uncle Charlie Wilson to the Frank Ski Show.
Hey,
Hello! How are you?
I'm good, Mo. Look at you. You just vibrant and got all this radiant. Look at this skin glowing. You're glowing, baby.
Because of you. Because of you and because of Robert, the man that I'm going to marry.
Did you tell the people what happened? How you?
We did. When we came back, we Uncle Charlie, we came back and Frank had to tell everybody, and we played it on the air, and it was on YouTube. It had 65,000 views,
wow,
and I just want to say, thank you so much for
welcome,
being
baby.
Such an important part of such a special moment in my life.
Welcome,
you
Mo.
are forever a part of that.
Thank
but
you.
we are here today to talk about this book that I have fallen in love with this book and this story. And I knew, when you're doing radio interviews, you research a person, but you never get to really understand the stories behind the person.
Absolutely.
And you did that in your book, I Am Charlie Wilson. And everybody, I just want to tell you right now, you got to get this book. It is the easiest read. You will not put it down. You will pick it up, you will read it, you will not go to sleep, you will wait until the whole entire book is finished to go to sleep. And
Wow.
so you just have to get it. And tonight, let me say this once, I'll say it many times throughout this interview, but tonight, if you can get free at 6 o'clock at the Silver Spring Civic Center, Uncle Charlie is going to be there for an evening with Charlie, and he is going to read from the book, and he's going to tell you about his life. He's going to just spend time with you guys. So you absolutely need to be there tonight. But, okay, let's just jump right into the book,
Yes,
okay?
okay.
So you grew up, there was Irma and Oscar Wilson
Yes.
over your household, saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost.
That you know that's right.
In your house.
That's right.
And just tell me about that early beginning, because when I was reading the book, I realized you had a really good set of parents.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was happy times. We was in church three or four times a week. Mom just was a beast at the piano. She could play her fast fingers, and it was just. She was incredible. My dad was just a very energetic preacher, and he could jump 3 or 4 feet off the ground and come down and just rad back. It's like you ever seen them drum majors who can lean way back and his head, the helmet could touch. That hat could touch the ground
right back up again.
and come back up. My father would lean so far back, it looked like his back was almost like a U. He could go so far back. But we had so much fun watching my parents just get filled with the spirits in any given time in church, and I was just a little boy watching all of that, and I couldn't wait to get a microphone in my hand. I wanted to do it, and just, but it was happy in the home. But my mom didn't want that secular music. She called it the blues. She didn't want blues played in the house. We couldn't do that. We had to go next door to hear music. But we were happy. We was always in church, and we was in school things. It was always there for me, and it was happy. And I had a couple of brothers. I had a brother and a sister that was ahead of me. So, and everybody, when I come along, everybody knew I could sing.
Yeah, everybody knew from a very early age that you, little Charlie Wilson, could sing better than everybody else, right? Better than everybody else. And so they would put you up front, and you would take the microphone at church, and you would sing like crazy. But you started to really love the music of your time, and you would go next door and listen to the music, and you knew that you had something with music, right? You knew it.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to like Sam Cooke and Harry Belafonte. I was listening to these songs that when I was little, it was out at the time, and then there came, of course, little Stevie Wonder, and it was all of the Motown things was coming. It was just good times. Music was really, really good. Diana Ross and all of these people, the Supremes, the Miracles. It was fun times, but I couldn't hear it at the house. We had to go next door. And I just knew in my soul that I could sing like some of these people that I was hearing on the radio. I wanted it. I really wanted it.
Because you had that special ear. Like, you could hear something and just play it.
Yes, I
right?
could.
You didn't have to read the notes and all that. You could hear a voice. You could duplicate it.
Yes.
You could hear a song. You could play it on the piano.
Absolutely.
I mean, that was definitely a gift from God.
Yes, it is. Some people call it, they were saying I had perfect pitch. I said, no, I have relative pitch. Because I have friends who have perfect pitch, and I know what it is. So if you can just go and slam both of your hands down on the piano, they could tell you from what you have on your little finger to the thumb, and the thumb on the right hand to the little finger on the right hand. So they could tell you every note that you got pushed down. That's perfect pitch.
Wow.
I have to guess at that, Okay. I could get us so close to the key, I might be off by half step, but I got relative picture.
So early on in the book, you tell a story I just love so much. There were so many stories, but one I'm going to pick out from your early years. You've been, I feel like you've been a famous person your whole life almost. Just more people would know it later on. But when you were in 4th grade, you did a talent show and you sang a song so beautifully that the girls ran after you, all kinds of girls of different ages, that you had to run to hide in the bathroom till someone came to get you to protect you.
Yeah, it was 4th
grade.
I was screaming so loud when I got to the end of the Tony Bennett song, and the sun will shine for you, and I'm holding the note, and they were screaming, and I seen them get up off the floor, and we're in the gym, so when they got up off the floor, they was coming toward the stage, and I saw the steps, and I just ran down the steps and went out the door. The first door I ran into, I just ran in that door, and it was the girls' bathroom. What a mistake it was. And they were after me, and they was just in there screaming, and the teacher had to come in and get me out of there. And my mom came, and she was kind of, I could tell she was kind of sniggering a little bit at it. She was like, "No, you did good, baby. You did real good. You did good. It's okay. It's okay."
So it was scary at first, but then that thing happens where you were like, "Ooh, I kind of like this." I like these fans like that. Was that sort of that turning point for you where you're like, I'm gonna do this. I like this.
When it happened to me again, oh yeah. The 6th graders and the 7th grade girls started running after. I was like, I can do this here because I like that one right there. She's about 2 or 3 years older than me, but that's the one I like. Right. They were screaming, and I enjoyed it then. I knew then that I wanted to sing and be on stage all the time.
Not many years later, you put your first band together, the Carver GTs,
yes, we were all of my friends. We were very, very gifted, every last one of them, and we all together. We playing in the YMCA's, and it was all of our peers were there, and all of the students, and maybe had one chaperone. Then we played on Wednesdays, and then the next Wednesday it was maybe 4 chaperones and students, and then the next Wednesday after that it was like 8 chaperones, because all of the teachers,
the parents started coming, the teachers started coming.
The teachers was like, then it was like 20, 25 teachers in that room, bouncing with their husband, their boyfriends. I was like, and all of the little.
Now they had a party to go to every Wednesday night.
Absolutely, and that's like, and then you. It was kind of a weird situation for me because I'm in the places and I'm talking to these teachers like if we was talking to a friend, and it just, that kind of didn't translate right as I got to the next stage of school, and then the one after that is
because in high school you were in a club, and you would play in the club, and there would be like the principal and the teachers at the club getting high, doing whatever they do, and you were the talent that they were jamming to.
Exactly.
So you have to call them like Tom at night, and then Mr. whatever in the daytime.
Yeah, Pookie. I'm just talking to the principal. His name is Pookie, and then they want me to say Mr. Parker at the school. I'm like, Pookie. He said, "Don't call me Pookie. What? You owe me $12 for drinking on my tab. What is? I didn't know what a tab was. I didn't call you Mr. Parker. You better give me my money."
Right.
Because I know tonight you're gonna be up in there talking about, yo, man, this Pookie. No. So I would get in trouble because I got expelled like that because I was on a first name basis with the teachers at the clubs, and then at school they didn't want me to say that. And that's kind of confusing. I mean, what is it you really want them to call you?
Yeah. Charlie, do you feel that with all of that at such a young age that you sort of got, exposed to too much?
It was too much. And I was exposed, and I was around a lot of grown people. And my mom already didn't want me in this business, and to be around a lot of grown people, adults, let me just say that, around a lot of adults, and I was doing everything with the adults. And so it was just like, it was way too much for me. And I learned early on how to do whatever you're not supposed to do with adults.
And then your dad at 13 left the house, and I'm sure there was a lot of confusion around that with
for sure.
your brothers and your feelings.
Yes, I was really hurt. I was hurt by it, and I was hurt a long, long, long time, all the way through the Gap Band's stardom, platinum career part. I seen my dad, and I just, I was really upset at him. I couldn't believe you left me. I was waiting on him to come back. I like the 4th of July. It was my favorite. That was me and his favorite time. And so when he wasn't there, I was upset, man. And we made it. We got famous, and then he was around. I went to my mom sent me to go stay with him for a little while because I was mannish.
Yeah.
I was not good at 14, and I didn't like the fact that
she wanted you to be with him.
Yeah, she said, "Go. You need to go stay with him," because she was like, "Rev, you need to talk to this boy. He's getting out of hand." So I went up there, and then up there in Denver it was like snowing, and he got his girl with him, and I just would like go outside, trample through the snow, come back in, and put my feet up on the coffee table, and let the snow and mud melt down on his.
Just to be defying him, right?
I was defying whatever it is. Yeah, you ain't gonna tell me nothing.
Right, I'm Charlie Wilson.
I was young, but I was like, no, I'm not listening.
Right.
And my dad, oh boy, don't do like that. So, yeah, I love my father though. I did. I love my father, and we got a chance to end up being really, really tight before, as an adult.
You fixed so many things later on in your life. That is what the beauty of this book is, and the process that you went through to fix those things. But let's jump right to the Gap Band.
Yes.
So your brother Ronnie came to you, and you were in this other band, and he was like, you're going to be in my band.
Yeah.
You have no choice. You're going to be in my band. That's what older brothers do, right? And so you said, of course, I will do it.
Well, I just said, he was, the band he was in, me and my friends, we had stolen everything that they were playing. Every set we played it exactly like they played the first set, the second set, the break song. We stole it all, and we was just cuter.
Yeah, and you had more. You had a bigger crowd, more girls. They were after you.
We took his crowd, our crowd, the crowd that was outside in the parking lot.
Oh my gosh!
Everybody's trying to squeeze in. It's like, and my brother's like, "Why come ain't nobody at the clubs?" I mean, your little brother across the street. My little brother ain't across the street. Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. Go see.
Yeah. He was like, my brother's at home. I said, no, man, your brother's across the street with his own band. He was like, and he looking at across the street and said, at the Gallery Club? He ain't supposed to be in no Gallery Club. And that place is parking lot huge. We go in, he come in the door, barely can get in. We playing their break song. I look at the door. He's standing there with his arms folded, like pointing at me. He mad. Because first of all, you ain't supposed to be in here. Second of all, I'm going to tell Mama. Third of all, you're going to get out this band. And you taking all of my money out of all the people that done left the club and now they over there with you. So now this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to get out this band and come play with me. And I was like, hey, you're going to have to pay me then. Pay me what they pay me. And then there was like a little bidding war. Then he finally said, no, I'm not going to bid no more. You getting out of this band, and you're going to be in my band. I said, and I was talking to my friends, and we always going to different colleges, and I said, okay, if we're going to break up, then I'm going to go sing with my brother in his band.
But one theme throughout your book is that you've always been very much about your family. And even through so many trials and tribulations the Gap Band had, you all stayed together. And you believed like you just had to take care of your brothers.
Well, I've definitely believed in the integrity of the group named Gap Band. And I've seen it through the times when other people wanted me out of the group and do something different on my own, and I was like, no, I'm with the Gap Band. It's my brother, my family. I just stuck with my family, and that was basically it. I love my brothers, and I wanted my mom and dad to be proud of us together. And hey, sometimes my father's the one who told me, you need to get going by yourself.
Yeah, because you had been offered solo opportunities prior.
So many times.
And you didn't take them, even for a lot of money back in those. I mean, a lot of money today, but even back then.
Oh, it was huge
tons of money,
It was
right?
a lot of money,
and you weren't making any money. I mean, when I found out that you had 9 albums with the Gap Band and still completely broke.
Yes.
That was heartbreaking to read that.
Yes, and we was doing 90 to 99 shows a year. And I had to come home on Fridays. When we got back on Fridays, go get $150.
That, yes. I mean, that was. How did you? I mean, obviously the drugs were medicating that, right? And they were. Yeah.
After the fact, I mean, when you're just thinking you're gonna, prior, I mean, before that, before I just was, it didn't sink in. I'd say, I know, okay, that was the first album, okay, boom, we didn't do that good. Okay, second album, okay, this is getting bigger. The third album, I wasn't thinking about it. I'm thinking about the integrity of the group and the name and the songs. I have to get better with these songs.
And you felt like you were working.
I was working. I was like, okay, we got to get these songs. And then this guy keeps saying, hey, man, We just got to dig harder and get deeper. It's getting bigger and bigger. You know, you keep on singing, man. I say, I'm not worried about you. You just keep doing the business. I know we're going to be rich one day. And I was just like, I just didn't care about anything. And he would come to me and I'd sign stuff. And, you know, we were in creative mode.
Yeah.
And even on the stage, creative mode. And so I was just,
you weren't paying attention to the business.
No, I wasn't. And it didn't. I didn't care about that. I just wanted to make sure we was making the right kinds of records. And then after it dawned on me that we weren't going to ever get paid, and this guy was being very, very rude. You know, you've gotten so used to getting this, and now you just saying whatever you want to say to me or my brothers at any given time you wanted to. You didn't care about embarrassing us. It didn't matter who was around. You said what you wanted to say. And that didn't sit right with me. And that's when I just started saying, okay, well, then you write the songs and then you sing them.
I know, that's right.
And then I was just headed out the door, and then I went to start getting hot in.
And then what could he do? Nothing, because he had no creative talent,
right? And ain't did nothing
since.
Hello.
Wow. Do you ever run into him?
No, but if I ever do, I'm going to say, read the book.
I know, that's right.
Read the book, homie. Read the book. And I know you looking at me because now I'm selling out arenas by myself, and I know you should. See, before you throw away a classic car, make sure that it still can ride and drive. You might need a little gas in it, but just make sure the thing works. Because if it don't work, then you can toss it. But if it works, or don't toss it, put it over there on the side, because then you can always rebuild. And, you know. But if you throw away a classic, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. Why would you throw away a classic?
You all have to get the book to understand that story in full, okay? And I want you to, because it's not only a lesson for all of us in our lives about taking care of our business, you know, but also just about staying focused on your careers, the totality of it, and never giving up in it. So just talk real quick. I was so amazed about the friendships that you have with people in the business. And you interjected your Stevie Wonder relationship and your Rick James relationship. And just all those special relationships. I have
so many friends in the business that I've been friends with for a very, very long time. Some of those people are gone already. They already passed on. But, you know, I have really special relationship with certain people that has never changed or never deviated from our friendship. Never looked at me or never talked bad about me. I thought I had a friend in this lady. She's a superstar, was, and have so many Grammys. And she tweeted one time, I hate Charlie Wilson. And I thought we were really, really close. And why would you say you hate me? And everybody tried to keep that from me so I wouldn't see that. I thought we'd been friends. We was really, really close. And why would you tweet that? Because you don't have the stage that I have right now? Because let me tell you something, man. I watched you win Grammys after Grammys after Grammy, year after year. And I was like, girl, congratulations. I love you so much. One day I'm going to make some Grammys. She said, you will. Just keep on doing what you're doing. I wasn't even famous then. I was watching you get your Grammys. And for you to tweet that you hate me, I've never done anything to you. Why would you hate me? Because you're not equipped to get up? What is the problem? Because if you want to learn how to get up, you need to, I told you before, hang out with me.
Right.
You know, when you was headlining and I was opening, so now you're upset because I'm headlining, and you want to come on before me. I don't know how it goes, but I'm saying I don't understand that. But listen, I got some very, very close friends who never deviated, like Stevie Wonder, never deviated from being a friend. Now he'll say I should have wrote this song, and why you have it, you know. But he'll say it in my face. He don't care nothing about it. He's not gonna say anything around from, you know.
Right.
I love Stevie Wonder. I love all of my nephews, and those guys are very, very upfront with me about things, and if I'm mad at anybody, I'll say it in front of them.
Yeah.
I'm not tweeting anything.
Right.
No, we're not doing that. We don't do that.
So the Gap Band, you know, had to come home. It was over, and you went to the streets, and you, you know, became, you know, very addicted to drugs. And when I read that, it's just a hard chapter in the book to read and to watch and see the pictures that you put in the book. You guys have to really get this book, I Am Charlie Wilson. But you, even in it, there was favor all around you.
Man, all the time.
You never paid for drugs. Like people would say, "Oh, Charlie, here, let me give it to you."
Yeah.
I mean, to be a addicted drug addict and to be a celebrity inside of that, still having people protecting you. They would see you on the street. They would let you come in. They would hold you. I mean, what was in your mind that whole time?
The whole time that I had a lot of embarrassment in that as well. And then this is what I would say, because the studio was close by. And so they was like, man, come on in here, man. You need to wash your face or something. You look a little. I said, man, I've been up all night in the studio. And I would use that. I've been up all night in the studio. But they did not know that I didn't have anywhere to go. They didn't know that. And so all of the pimps, all of the drug dealers, everybody, I didn't have any money, so they would give me, like you said, they give me anything that I wanted at the time I needed it. And I stayed high. If I woke up, wherever I woke up at, if somebody seen me, they would call me and say, man, what you doing? I was, man, I'm just, it's me here. You want some of this? Come on, here's some of it, whatever. And it was like that for a couple of years. It was a homeless couple who, they was there and they had 3 shopping carts with cellophane wrapped around it, and they had a brick in there for the pillow and a piece of carpet. And I remember waking up and some guy the guy and his wife was about to cut somebody because they said, I heard that looked like Charlie Wilson. There's a he in there. And they said, man, if you don't get away from here, I'm going to cut you with this. And I heard this, He said, oh, man, I just want to know if he's in there. He said, man, you got about 3 seconds. I'm going to cut you. And I was waking up and hearing that. But they protected me. Everybody on the streets protected me. I mean, and for those who was really, really dangerous, those was the one that was more protective. And they wanted to do something to other people that had the reason why I was there. And I said, man, you can't do that. You can't ever do that.
Charlie, they wanted to be around you. Like they even in your downest moment, people still wanted to be around you.
Wanted to be around
your talent was something that made people want to protect you and your goodness, really.
Yeah.
You never were trying to steal from anybody or do anything. You were just trying to you were a drug addict.
Yes,
and you were
absolutely.
just being a drug addict.
Right.
So you were walking down a street, again, the favor. Why were you on that street that day at that moment and you run into your cousin who had been a drug addict as well?
Yeah, we used to get high together. And then when I saw her, her skin was so yellow and clean, and she didn't have no dark blotches on her face. And I was like, she's like, cuz. And I was like, give me a hit. She's like, boy, get out of here. I don't get high no more. I was like, come on, cuz, you look good. She's like, I've been clean for 3 years. And I was like, and the tears was rolling down her eyes. I was like, 3 years? It's been that long? She said, she grabbed me, cuz, look at you. And she just grabbed me and started hugging me. She's like, you finna die. You finna die. I was really, really little, too. I was little.
And she took you to a place that would change your life forever.
Yes.
The favor again. Change your life forever.
Yes.
And you meet the program director at the Rehab who takes you in, a 28-day program. There was a wait list. Again, your favor gets you right in.
Yes.
And then you end up in a program. You meet a woman who changes her life. You marry her. She helps build your career.
Yes.
Your whole entire life changes.
It's a beautiful thing. She was such a beautiful spirit, and she was there for me and said, your cousin, I walked her through this same program, and so if you're serious about being clean and sober, then I won't let your feet hit the ground either. And she stepped up to the plate. I'm telling you, she stepped up to the plate. In
a most get the book and see how she stepped up to the plate, because us women could learn a thing or two from Mrs. Wilson. Let me tell you that. My favorite line in the book, when you were trying to get her and you were like, I'm gonna marry her, and you told her when you said to her, like, I want to marry you. She's like, I don't even know you. I don't even know you. And then you said my favorite line in the book. Does anybody know anybody when they get married?
Does anybody know anybody?
I love it.
Because I've seen so many people get married and like, if I didn't know he was like that, I would have never married him. So does anybody ever know anybody? And that's real talk.
That is real talk.
Real talk. And so she just like, hey, let me just show you something. Yeah, she taught me a lot. Taught me how to love, taught me how to respect, and taught me how to, this is how you got to get back. You got to believe in yourself. You got to come on. You got to believe in yourself. I was broke up when I got with her.
I know.
Yeah, I was broke up. She was like, oh my gosh, you beating your own self up. You ain't gonna never get over this hurdle. you too hard on your own self.
Yeah.
I can't do this. Who said you can't do that? Are you saying you can't do that? Or somebody else? I said, well, I've heard it so much. She's like, baby, okay, this is what we're going to do. And this is how we're going to do it. And man, trust me, this book will tell you how I got up.
So, just real fast, then there's Uncle Charlie, there's your solo career, there's song after song after song. There's, I love the R. Kelly story. But a lot of people think that, first name Charlie, last name Wilson was his creation, but that had been already.
Yes.
You had been saying that for a long time, but he came in the middle of the night, he's like, let's just introduce you as yourself.
Absolutely.
And there came that song that changed your life.
Hey, girl, how you doing? My name is Charlie. Last name Wilson, and I was wondering if I could take you out, show you a good time, invite you to my house. Here is my number, girl, you can call me, and don't forget it, baby. The name is Charlie. Oh my gosh.
I just love it.
R. Kelly, he was like, he wanted me to be Mr. C. I was like, I'm not being no creative.
That was the best story. You were like, I'm not doing all that trapped in the closet, none of all of that.
None of that.
I want just straight Charlie Wilson, and we are glad for that.
Yes,
we are glad for that. And then all the others, There Goes My Baby, You Are, all of the hits, and you got great management, and you just were able to clean everything up to the second favorite line in the book, to make more money in one show than you ever made in the Gap Band history.
Yeah, that's the truth. I mean, it's sad to see that it happened. But my younger brother, bless his heart, he gone on, but he got a chance to make some money. That was the whole thing. With the same manager I have, Michael Perrin. He started doing the Gap Band, and he got us on doing shows, and we was doing so many shows a year after year after year, and we finally got a chance to see that, and then things kind of just got a little wacky. But hey, Michael, my father said, son, you need to step off there and go get going here, and
you did.
Yes, I did.
You did. And everybody, listen, I Am Charlie is the book. Tonight at Silver Spring Civic Center at 6 o'clock, you can do what I just did. You can just sit down and talk to Uncle Charlie and have a great time with him. Get the book, and you can learn more about, there's more. Like, I didn't even get a chance to tell you everything. Then he had a bout with cancer, and they were in the hospital room trying to get autographs from him before he was going into surgery. I mean, they won't leave him alone. I want them to leave my Uncle Charlie alone. But you just please get the book and just read it. It is wonderful, and I love you more than you could even know.
Thank you, Mo. This is a blessing to sit down with you, and I mean, you can get this book. I was with. Can I say some other places you can get this book?
Sure, of
Mahogany.com, books, Mahogany.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Amazon.com, but Mahogany is a black-owned bookstore. And Human, get as well. Thank you, but I need y'all to get this book. Just like when y'all buying my records, and I always wanted to have a #1 record, and it was because of you. The reason I have these #1 records, and to be gold and platinum, is because of you that are listening right now. Now listen, I'm gonna just say this one time. My mother says always, a mighty poor train can't toot his own whistle. So I'm going to say this here. I would like to be on the bestsellers list with this book, I Am Charlie Wilson.
Yes.
And the only way I'm going to get there is not just by talking. You're going to have to buy this book for me.
That's right.
I appreciate it, and I love you so much and respect all you've ever done for Charlie Wilson and the Gap Band for many, many years. And for me to come through what I've come through and get back here, it's because of you. And for showing up at all these shows and having the most the sold out tours this year is incredible. The highest grossing tour in 2015 is because of you that are listening now that came and seen my show. Now, I need you to buy this book. Every night I told everybody about this book. So listen, I need y'all to buy this book. I Am Charlie Wilson. I love you so much, listeners.
Charlie, we love you so much, too.
Thank you.
3 to 7 every day, man, you already know. Introducing the Frank Ski Show.
Lock it in and turn them up.